Michael, what's today's audio topic?
Today, let's talk about whether an external DA converter is necessary.
You were using an external DAC, right?
On my main system, I use the SMCell DAC SUX separately from the network streamer. It sounds fantastic, and I really like it.
So, an external DAC is definitely necessary, right?
It is, but unexpectedly, I ended up comparing with and without an external DAC.
How so?
The SUX broke.
But you just bought the SUX, didn't you?
Yeah, it broke just 1 month after I bought it.
What kind of failure?
It suddenly stopped recognizing PCM signals. Even though I was inputting PCM, it started displaying DOP 2.822 for MHz. As a result, no audio output anymore.
You bought the SUX from Shenzhen Audio in China, right? How are you handling repairs?
Products bought from Shenzhen Audio come with a 1-year warranty, so I'm having it repaired free of charge.
But you have to ship the product all the way to China, right?
Yeah, I have to cover the shipping costs and customs duties to send it to China. Plus, there's the hassle and preparation involved in shipping equipment internationally. Buying from China is easy, but getting it repaired is a pain. Still, I want to keep using the SUX, so I plan to use it again once it's repaired.
How long does the repair take?
It's hard to say exactly. Shipping the device back and forth between Japan and China takes about 2 weeks. Add the repair time, and it'll be at least 3 weeks total.
Hope the SUX gets fixed.
I really hope it does. Until the SUX is fixed, I'll be without an external DAC. So I thought I'd compare the SMCell SUX with the LinkPlay WiiM Ultra network streamer. If the network streamer alone sounds fine, I won't need to spend money on a DAC, and playback will be simpler.
I see. So this time it's a comparison between an external DAC and a network streamer's built-in DAC. Master, you want to hear about comparing an external DAC versus a built-in DAC too, right?
Yes, I want to hear it.
Was there a difference in sound between the SUX and the WiiM Ultra using their built-in DACs?
There was a significant difference in sound. I definitely felt the WiiM Ultra needed an external DAC.
I see. What equipment did you use?
The source was Amazon Music. The network streamer was LinkPlay's WiiM Ultra. The amp was SMCell's PA200, and the speakers were B&W's 805D4. I compared connecting the PA200 directly from the WiiM Ultra versus routing it through the DAC SUX.
Do you have spec sheets for both units?
Since one is a standalone DAC and the other a network streamer, many aspects aren't directly comparable. Here are the spec sheets for the 2 DAC chips that can be compared. The SUX uses 2 ES9039 Pro DAC chips, while the WiiM Ultra uses the ES9038Q2M. The DAC chip architectures are HyperStream 4 for the ES9039 Pro and HyperStream 2 for the ES9038Q2M. HyperStream 2 is the design used in many 2-channel and multi-channel DACs, spanning the generation from ESS's Sabre 32 reference onwards, up to the Pro line. HyperStream 4 is newer, used in the latest 8-channel Pro Series DACs like the ES9039 Pro and Pro. ESS announces it as the latest generation patented HyperStream modulator, indicating improved performance. Summarizing the benefits and considerations for designers, listeners with HyperStream IV's introduction. Benefit first, improved sound quality, particularly noise and distortion suppression at low signal levels, improved clarity and silence. Benefit second, efficient even in high-channel configurations, from the perspectives of heat, power consumption, and noise, allows for easier design margins. Benefit third, future-proofing, anticipates future changes like DSD 1024 and new formats, ensuring long-term usability. Benefit fourth, stable characteristics, Distortion patterns remain stable even when output levels change, minimizing sound quality variations. Disadvantages include development cost and design complexity. Being the latest specification, PCB design, power supply design, analog circuitry, and output stage design requires significant effort to fully leverage the chip's capabilities. Price increase. As a new generation, component costs and development costs are more readily reflected. The improvement from Hyperstream 2 to 4 is evident in measurement data. However, how much difference the human ear actually perceives depends on the environment, equipment, and listener.
So if you're seeking sound quality, the Hyperstream 4 with the ES9039 Pro is better, right?
Exactly. Next, regarding channel count. The ES9039 Pro has 8 channels, while the ES9038Q2M has 2 channels.
Isn't 2 channels enough for stereo playback?
Of course, 2 channels are sufficient for stereo playback, but the ES9039 Pro is built with 8 channels. The reason is that even for 2-channel stereo playback, using 8 channels worth of DACs allows multiple channels to operate in parallel. For example, it's designed to fully utilize 8 channels by operating 4 DAC circuits in parallel per channel for left and right. The benefit of parallel operation is noise reduction. Random noise is averaged out, improving the signal-to-noise ratio. It also enhances the specified dynamic range and THD plus N. Parallel DAC operation offers many advantages. Furthermore, the SUX operates 2 8-channel DACs in parallel.
I see. Having more DAC channels really makes a difference.
For dynamic range, the ES9039 Pro achieves 132 dB, while the ES9038Q2M achieves 128 dB, making the ES9039 Pro superior.
How much does a 4 dB difference affect how it sounds?
The difference between 132 dB and 128 dB is 4 dB. Since dB is a logarithmic scale, a 4 dB difference feels small, but numerically it's not negligible. A 4 dB difference means the noise floor is about 1.6 times lower, increased silence. In terms of actual perceived sound, while there's a 4 dB spec difference, it's barely noticeable in typical listening environments, where ambient noise is 30 dB or higher. In quiet environments like studios or soundproof rooms, using ultra-high sensitivity headphones might let you subtly perceive a difference in the background silence. Practically speaking, 128 dB already exceeds the human audible dynamic range of about 120 dB, making it more than sufficient performance. 132 dB represents a level that is even more outstanding in measurements, making it a meaningful figure for those pursuing high-end performance.
So 128 dB is plenty for practical use, huh?
For THD plus N, the ES9039 Pro is minus 122 dB and the ES9038Q2M is minus 120 dB, so the ES9039 Pro is superior here too.
So spec-wise, the ES9038Q2M is sufficient, but the ES9039 Pro is higher.
If you're chasing spec numbers, you'd want the ES9039 Pro.
Specifically, how did the sound differ between the WiiM Ultra and the sound going through the SUX?
Using the SUX clearly gives a higher SN ratio, and the resolution is completely different. It's not just the DAC chip performance. There are differences in the power supply design, analog output stage, and peripheral circuitry. I really felt the role of a dedicated DA converter specialized for DA conversion is significant.
Do you use the WiiM Ultra standalone?
Using the WiiM Ultra alone in my main system is a no-go. It's fine if you don't know better, but once you experience the quality of an external DAC, the difference in sound is so great you can't go back. Alternatively, instead of an entry-level network streamer like the WiiM Ultra, choosing a network streamer equipped with a high-level DAC chip is also a good option.
I see. So adding an external DAC to an entry-level network streamer makes a big difference. Hope your SUX gets back soon from repair.
Yeah, life without a DAC feels really lonely. I want my old setup back ASAP.
Master, today's discussion about using an external DAC versus not was interesting, right?
Yes, interesting.